Right, hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. And as the title suggests, today I'll be talking about seed oils, what they are, how they are made, how they're bad for you, and some professional opinions on the topic. So, before I dive in, please make sure to like and subscribe if you find this interesting. I'm extremely concerned about seed oils, as you will hear in a second, and I think that they are one of the gravest public health emergencies, maybe in the world, but definitely in the developed world. So, without further ado, let's begin. So before I crack on, you may have heard of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He is currently set to become the health secretary of the most developed nation in the world and the richest nation in the world. And he has one or two things to say about seed oils, which has inspired me to make this video. So without further ado, let's hear what he has to say. So he says, and I quote, "Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in our foods, and the reason they're in our foods is because they're heavily subsidized. They're very, very cheap, but they're associated with all kinds of serious illnesses, including body-wide inflammation, which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oils." So, that's what the future Health Secretary of the United States has to say. You might not agree with all of his points, you might not agree with his boss, but hopefully you can get behind that, as I will explain now. So you probably heard a lot of things there, and I will be explaining them, not in too much detail, but I will be explaining them, and hopefully by the end of this video you agree with me. And this video isn't about don't eat seed oils. I mean, it is about don't eat seed oils. It's about don't eat copious amounts of seed oils purposefully. Like, I'll eat a seed oil once in a while because they put it into the food before you cook it. You might be thinking, oh, like cooking oil. They put it into the food before you cook it. So it's almost impossible to evade seed oils, but as I say at the end, there are things that you can do, and there are things that you can replace it with. So without further ado, let's crack on. So what are seed oils? Seed oils are oils that are extracted from the seeds of plants, such as sunflowers, rapeseed, canola oil, soybean oil, all that kind of stuff. If you think of an oil and it isn't like olive oil, then it's probably a seed oil. So let's crack on with how it's made. I will be talking mainly about canola oil here. I think it's also known as rapeseed oil, but most other seed oils are made in exactly the same way. So if you hear me say a specific seed, just replace it with a seed of your choice, such as sunflower or anything like that. So let's crack on. How is canola oil made? Well, first, also the little stars here are things that could be potentially hazardous for your health, and I will be pointing them out, and I'll be explaining them in a bit of detail, just so you don't miss them, because they're pretty easy to miss. Canola oil. So seeds are harvested from pods after the flower dies off. So you got your farmer, you've made all of these seeds, you've been paid by the government. I'm not going to get into conspiracy. To plant these seeds, you're heavily subsidised. You've got all your pods. That's nice. So you take it off to your factory, where the excess debris is filtered through a vibrating sieve. No harm here. You just vibrate the seeds until the seeds fall through a little sieve, as you can see here, and then you get rid of all the excess debris, which is then sold to cows to eat. Lovely stuff. So, passed through a magnet to remove metals. As you can see, I've put a little star next to this because why are we having metals in our food? The magnets aren't going to do everything. A little bit of metal's still going to be kept in there, so it's good that we filtered it, but we've still got metals in there. That's not very good. That's number one that's bad. Right, moving all the way up here, we're being passed through the rolls, the little seeds that have been filtered, until we get a nice little flakes. So these flakes are then put into a revolving screw with flakes squeezed in very, very, very high pressure, and this forces out the oil that's inside of them. I don't know what percentage oil is inside of them, but I know that this removes about 3/4 and to be processed, but we will move on to what happens to the extra fourth, because there is a remaining cake which is washed in hexane. Hexane has been starred because hexane is a neurological toxin. We will get onto what this means a little bit later, but it basically means that if you shouldn't be drinking hexane, it's an alkane. It's a bit like oil. It's I think it's slightly lighter than oil, slightly heavier than methane. So yeah, it's an oil. You don't want to be drinking it. your car probably runs off something similar to it, and you're drinking it in your food, so that's lovely. Now, step number 7, so that's number 2 that's bad. Step number 7, washed with sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, if you've ever read the back of a beach placket, is bleach. Yay! And then spun at high speed to remove impurities, which are then sold as soap. So you remove some impurities are still going to be in there, nothing's perfect, so you've bleached it, and you've still got a bit of soap in there. So isn't that lovely? So you're drinking a nice little bit of soap that's been bleached, so bleachy soap with metals. Lovely. So that's the next thing that's bad about it. And then you bleach it again to get it to a nice colour, because who doesn't love a lovely aesthetic bottle of granola oil? So you've bleached it again, so you've got double bleach, plus oil, plus soap in your food, which I love. I love drinking soap. Soap is just so good for you. I'm obviously joking, do not eat seed oils. Right, so then step number 9, steam injection, heating to remove the smell, because if you didn't know, seed oils smell rancid without the deodorization. They smell absolutely horrible, so they are deodorized, and this like cooling and heating, it's bad. You don't do it. I don't exactly know why it's bad, but it's very bad. You don't heat oils and then let them calm down again. Chemical processes happen inside the oil. It ruins it, it makes it bad, it oxidizes it, and then you need deoxidation. It's so much processing with so many chemicals that you can't pronounce, and I'm barely scratching the surface. If you want me to make another video on this in the future, I will more than happily do that, because this is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So yeah. And then it's bottled, which is step number 10. And you might think it can't get any worse, but it can, because you got the microplastics that seep into the oil, and then you're cooking with plastics. So let's deliver a monologue to the camera. I'm gonna have to. Sorry about this. There we go. Lovely. So, seed oils, they have got bleach, metal, soap, more bleach, and plastic inside of them, as well as oil that you can probably run cars off. So, if I told you that you're going to be eating that for like the rest of your life, and it's in everything from the sauces that you put on your food to what you cook your food in, if you told me that, then you'd say, no, I don't want to eat that. And you'd be darn right, you do not want to eat that, which is why I believe, and Robert F. Kennedy believes, we both believe, that it is very bad for your health, and it is a big public health emergency. So, what can you do? Wait, firstly, before we move on to what you do, let's move on to why it's actually bad. Because I've had all of these chemicals, but you're probably like, oh yeah, who cares if I've got chemicals? Everything's got chemicals. Oxygen's a chemical. So what do these chemicals do? Well, studies have shown that they damage the brain, they decrease memory, they decrease learning ability, they lead to weight gain. Sorry, my notes have just fallen off to the side. They lead to weight gain, and they also lead to Alzheimer's. More on that in a second. As well as this, there's got the omega-6 fatty acid, which it has linoleic acid, which is converted to acronic acid. I think I've pronounced that wrong. And then that contributes to inflammation and chronic inflammation. So inflammation is very bad. Well, it's good if you've like cut yourself and you need a little bit of inflammation to heal yourself, but chronic inflammation is terrible. As Robert F. Kennedy says, it will damage your whole body. So, what does that do, I hear you ask, and I will answer you. So, this damages healthy cells in the body over time, leading to cancer, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, chronic illness, and the body's immune system gets like weakened over time because it's constantly active, which is bad. So, yeah, and it also leads to, yeah. So that's what seed oils are, that's what seed oils do. That's how seed oils are made, and that's why what they're made, the process that they're made, makes them bad. So what can you do? What you can do is first, stop eating mainly seed oils. Don't cook with seed oils. Don't go out your way to get fast food, because that's all got seed oils. And then you're obviously going to get some because it's in literally everything. and you'll probably have to go into like a monk in like the Himalayan mountains for a year and only eat like raw steak or something to get rid of seed oils. They're absolutely everywhere. But if you're thinking, oh, what should I cook my food with? I cook my food with butter and olive oil. I probably more recommend olive oil over than butter, because butter, you hear a lot of bad people. No, you hear a lot of people saying bad things about butter. I'm not entirely sure on it. I just know that it's better than seed oils. But olive oil is probably better. I just prefer butter because it tastes nicer. But yeah, olive oil, it's not going to contain any of those oils and petrols and bleaches and plastics and all that kind of stuff. It's just nice old olives oil. So yeah, that's my opinion, personal opinion. I'm not a doctor, I'd like to be. But yeah. So if you have enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you've learned anything new, and comment if I've got anything wrong. And comment your favourite seed oil. We all love to drink soap and plastic and hexane and chloride and all those lovely bleachy things. We all love doing that, so comment your favourite seed oil in the comments down below. And let me know if you want me to do any more about this. And also if you want me to do any other biological topics, go onto my channel, find all the other videos about biology, and see all the videos that I will make in the future. This has been extremely fun to make, research and do. I'm extremely passionate about this, and I hope to spread the word as a public campaigner against seed oils. I hate seed oils. I hate seed oils. Right, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.